Coach, in talking with Darius, we were talking about him and Donovan sending kind of clips back and forth just about being more aggressive and tightening up offensive execution. What does that say just about their growth as both leaders and teammates, the duo, the tandem of them together?
I mean, they're in it. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to help this team. They're trying to help one another. They want it in a bad way, so they're willing to do the extra stuff that matters. That's going to help them. But again, it talks about their relationship, the pairing between the two of them. How they want to make it work. It's been the same since day one that they've been together. Is they've tried to help one another be better players, be better for the team, and understanding what their impact is on the team, and then pushing each other to grow so they can continue to be that.
What have you seen from your team the past couple of days about how bad they really do want it?
I mean, the focus has been great. The conversation has been great. The effort that they've put in at practice, the things that we've been working on, the areas that we're trying to improve upon. There's been a focus there, conversations, questions, all those things, and an energy to pursue it. So, again, I expect our guys to come out, compete their tails off tonight.
Chris. Hey, J.B.
What's up, Chris?
Is Jarrett going to be available tonight?
We'll see. He's going to continue to work out and get treatment. We'll see.
And how do you describe the impact that he's had on the first 4 games of the series?
When he's dominated the games like he did here at home, he's had a huge impact on the game. And it's not just in this series, it's throughout the season. He's been the guy who, when we're at our best, is having a quiet impact a lot of times that people don't pay attention to. They don't call out his numbers. They don't talk about his defensive abilities. But he's the, kind of the quiet glue that helps us all, be better. And, he's got that type of presence on both ends of the floor.
When did Jarrett bruise his ribs?
In Game 4.
Okay. Do you remember early, late?
He came back. It was in the second half, but then he came back in and played afterwards and tried to get through it.
Will he wear some kind of padding or anything? Or?
If he does play, yeah, he will have to wear some padding. Yeah.
And it's probably sore anyway. But in a physical series like this, is just the sheer contact the concern?
Yeah, and it's, the ability to move safely and to react safely. Obviously, like when your trunk or your core, if you can't shift and get out of people's way or do, certain things, it can put you in a position where, it's not safe for you to be out there. So we just want to make sure that he's in the best position possible.
Do you know how he did it?
He got an elbow to his ribs. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Carter or Wagner, one of the two of them, yeah.
Spencer Davies, Cavs Insider. With respect to getting early in actions like you were talking about, and for getting more three-pointers on the board, how much of that can be Donovan and Darius just pulling up instead of, I know you want to touch the paint, but they're obviously very good at the step backs and creating their own space too.
If they're open, we're comfortable with them taking those shots, but we don't want a steady diet of no pass possessions either, right? So if guys are pushing it, the defense is back, they're flattened out, we've got rebound support underneath, those guys are capable of making those shots, so we would, live with it, but we don't want to just come down every possession and have those, anybody just walk into shots without involving everybody offensively.
When you guys are turning them over, something Donovan mentioned was not taking advantage of the turnovers that you guys create. Is it something that Orlando's doing in transition, or are you guys just not finding the right execution?
Yeah, we got to just go. I think a lot of times we're trying to look and see what's there. We got to push the tempo, and everybody's got to be involved in the running. And I think that's where we've been kind of slow. You go back and watch the film, and we've got possessions where maybe 2 guys are running or 3 guys are running, but, we need to run, push all 5 guys. So now you can make the plays that are in front of you and take advantage of the broken floor.
Coach, knowing that Darius needs to take more shots to help this offense grow, but he also needs to mediate and get his teammates involved, how do you balance those two, especially in a level of a playoff game like you guys have tonight?
He's just got to be aggressive, and the defense will dictate what he needs to do. If he's open, he needs to shoot the ball. If they decide to put 2 on him and try to take him away, he needs to pass the ball. It's that simple. The more aggressive he is, the more pressure he puts on their defense, and then he's intelligent and skilled enough to just make the right basketball play. So we expect him to come out and be aggressive, be attack-minded, and just make the game easy for everybody else and just let the defense dictate the right play.
Potentially being out, would you try and stick with a 2 big lineup with how big they are, with maybe Tristan and Evan, or you just shift Evan to the 5?
We'll see.
J.B. Donovan obviously was hard on himself following Game 4, and the thing that he pointed to was the fact that he only took 4 shots in the second half. Did you see something stylistically within Orlando's defense that limited the number of opportunities that he got in that second half?
I mean, they're doing a good job, of protecting the paint and helping off of our big guys on the perimeter. So when he does drive, there's already an early big body there. But again, for us, the slower we move, the more difficult all these things become. So we've got to do the job of pushing the ball. He's got to run. If we can throw him the ball ahead early and now he's attacking in the broken floor, he's got the ball, he pushes, gets an early action and attacks. There's space there. So we've just got to do things more quickly without being rushed or in a hurry.
What's gone wrong in third quarters?
I think the turnovers have bit us in the butt in those quarters. You go back and watch, especially this last third quarter. We had layups that we missed. We had open shots that we missed. So I think it's just been a combination of, defensively, them doing a better job of making us play more in the half court. Again, us not getting out early, us playing in small spaces, and then not getting to a second or a third action. And then making sure that we do the job of picking each other up. I think that's one of the things that, we continue to talk to the group about is like bad things are going to happen. And when they do, we got to be there, support each other and pick each other up. And I think we'll do a great job of that tonight, especially here at home in front of our fans.
Tim.
JB, when the series started, I asked you about playoff pressure and playing through pressure. Is there a difference between pressure and sense of urgency? And do you sense a heightened sense of urgency?
Yeah, I think you have to play with that sense of urgency because you understand how important the moment is. And that's what playoff basketball is about. Playoff basketball is about the moment, right? The 82-game season is a long season that you're, slugging your way through, so to speak. But the playoffs is about the moment. And it's game by game. It's possession by possession. And you have to have a little bit, a sense of urgency because you understand just how important each possession is, each quarter, each game. So I do think there has to be a heightened level of urgency, and I feel like our guys have it.
When you look back on the regular season, was there a point or a moment where you can say the guys answered that call, where there was a sense of urgency, and this is where we responded?
Yeah, I think we've done it, multiple times and in different ways, and I think you've seen it from different guys. I think, obviously when everybody went down and everybody kind of wrote us off, the group came together and figured out a way to go on a really good run because it was, that sense of urgency and understanding we need these games for the big picture and we need to step up because our teammates are out. And I think that was a clear sign that they had the ability to respond.
How important is it to hit 100 points?
Again, we won 2 games here when we didn't. But for us, again, it's about tempo. It's about creating the right shots. I do think, we can find more threes and things like that will help us score the ball. But again, we're going out to try to win the game. And if we win the game 55-50, we'd be happy. Right. But I think, we do need to play with the pace, play with the tempo that gives us an opportunity to score the basketball.
Karis mentioned this morning that your guys are playing their best when they're having fun. Have you been noticing your guys are kind of playing a little tight at times after these last 2 games in Orlando?
Again, I wouldn't call it tight. You know what I mean? I think Orlando played well at home, and we give them credit. They did what they were supposed to do. Now it's our responsibility to respond here at home and hold fort, so to speak. So, again, I don't think we've been tight by any means. I just give them credit. They played well and did what they were supposed to do.
And with the switch they made for 3 and 4 by putting Carter Jr. in the starting 5 and removing Isaac, did you just notice a different change in pace or tone in the first 2 games?
I think he did a really good job, especially game 3 to start with. He was extremely aggressive on the boards, and they got multiple, second and third looks at it in the first quarter. And I think and they didn't start out hot, right? But they kept getting those opportunities, and it allowed them to find a rhythm and find a flow because they had that, that kind of juice. So I think that was the difference for them to start that game.
Okay, just gonna wrap up, Coach J.B. Thank you.
Thank y'all.